All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the October 25th Global Lab patch notes. So, we have a big announcement today. We got the new Karazad Accessories, and we are going to talk about all of that. I didn't read the patch notes. I kind of skimmed it, and I heard people talking about it, so we're going to actually take a look at it together. Also, this is on the Global Lab website, translated from Korean to English, so I'll try to make it make sense, so some things may be off, but anyway, big patch coming up, and I'm actually excited to see how this is going to affect us. Admittedly, a lot of this stuff is going to be for the end game, and I think that most people, if you're working on like Deberekas and stuff, that's fine, but Karazad is more on the level of like sovereign weapons and stuff, so more on the end game side of it. But anyway, it's always good to look at all of this and see how your progression is going to go. And so let's see. We got Karazad Accessories, how to enhance it. Essence of Dawn, which is the material to upgrade, I believe. And modifications exclusively for Karazad, which I assume is like reforge crystals, similar to that in accessory form. And improved accessories, information on events, and then all that stuff. So a majority of this is probably going to be talking about Karazad. That's what we want to know, how the accessories are going to work out. So with that said, a new accessory, the Karazad Accessories have been added to Black Desert. This accessory is a new item and at the same time intended to replace Deboreka accessories. So I think this is actually a good thing because let's be real, if you had Deberekas, it basically beat out every other accessory. So the fact that they're trying to make things more streamlined and overall progression further, it's always a good thing. So Karazad Accessories, this is what they look like. My understanding of this is there are 10 tiers, kind of like Sovereign. And if you have a Tet Deboreka, you can convert it to a Pen. And then if you have a Pen Deboreka, you can convert it to a Nov, which is level or tier 9 instead of 10. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. And, okay, so, materials. Breath of Dawn, purchased for 5 million silver from the Old Moon NPC. Used to extract Essence of Dawn by heating yellow grade accessories 4 and 5. Okay. So this thing extracts this thing, the Essence of Dawn, heating yellow grade accessories 4 and 5 with 1 breath of dawn or dawn breath. Okay, well, anyway, the same thing, different translation. Crafting materials for Karazad Accessories, reinforcement, which I assume is improvement enhancing. 0 to 9, and Karazad modification. So these are probably going to be the or like the materials you're going to need a lot of, which is important. Essence of Dawn, Black Spirit Rage, damage, and reduction of agent. So these look like they're given to you if you heat up like Tet or Pen accessories that are within, like, they give these kind of stats, so like a defensive one. Blackstone Dawn, obtained by defeating Rift bosses, and it's only for like stage or tier 9 to 10, like Nov to Deck, essentially. So these are going to be the rare ones. These are going to be the common ones that we use to enhance, and these are, my understanding is, the, like, you know how Reforged crystals give you the 5 extra stats? I assume these are the same thing as that, but in accessory form. And these are extraction, main material, upgrade, or extra stats, and endgame stuff. Alright, Karazad accessory abilities, the stats. 0 to Pen, Pen to Oct, and Nov and Deck. So, if I understand this correctly and what I've read before, if you have a Tet Deboreka, you can convert it into a Pen. And if you have a Pen Deboreka already, you can convert it to a Nov, essentially. So level 9. And then The question we're all really wondering is it going to be cheaper or more expensive to get like tier 9 essentially compared to buying a pen debo off the market and just converting it? So I guess we'll figure that out. But anyway, or I guess the wind has the same attack power as the pen debo. Wait, hold on. Adventurers who succeed in a pen debo accessory challenge will be rewarded with a 9 accessory, a 9 Karazad. So yeah, we already knew this. This isn't any new information, just confirming it, which is good. So necklace is going to be 42, which I believe is slightly better. If I remember off the top of my head, a pen debo necklace is 40 AP, and then so this is just straight up better. So that's always good. Karazad accessories cannot be sold or purchased by registering them on the central market. We already knew that, kind of like Sovereign. Can't sell them. And my thought on that is, like, I understand they want to make it so that, like, everything you earned, or, like, what stats you have is earned, whether you grinded for it, wailed for it, or whatever. So they don't want you to sell it and just, there it is. So that's okay. The maximum durability of Karazad accessories is 200 regardless of enhancement level. If the reinforcement fails, durability will be decreased by 20. So basically the way it works is, you know how what we have now is if you cron it, it has a chance to downgrade or nothing happens, but you still use the crons. I think that with Karazad, if you use crons, it does not downgrade, and if you don't use crons, it does downgrade. It doesn't just like disappear, but it just downgrades if you don't. So I think you should still use crons on it. I don't know the exact number. Maybe we'll see that. But either way, always do the safe enhance, no matter what the method is. How to obtain Karazad accessories. 1, Peacock. That has to be a translation, because heck does that mean? Okay, so Memfrags, Magic Fragments, Essence of Dawn. Let me just go back. Essence of Dawn, so these materials that I knew. And a Debo accessory with, I assume, pieces of Magic Fragment or Memory Fragments. By processing sealed black magic crystal. Oh, okay, never mind. It's those things. Okay, very cool. Karazad accessories do not require identical accessories and strengthening. Huge. Also, it would be very hard to enhance if they did. They will not be destroyed even if strengthening fails. Yeah, because imagine just blowing up 300 bill in a pen accessory and it just gone. I think most people would probably just quit the game. How to obtain Karazad accessories. Yu Dong Deboreka exchange. So what we talked about before. So that's cool. When the official server is updated, a 2-week event will be held where you can extract a wine glass using the Mirror of Balance. And in addition, the item transfer event will be available for 2 weeks. So basically your conversion. Dawn Crystal, all attack power 1 if you convert. So yeah, most of you guys should do this. Do I think you should save up and buy a pen right now? I don't think so. We're going to have to wait and see what the enhancement rates look like before just dropping 250, 300 billion on that just to convert. Karazad enhancement rules. This time, Karazad accessories are the first purple grade items in Black Desert accessories. So we aim to change not only their performance, but enhance the enhancing method in particular. Had a different enhancement rules. Yeah, no one enjoyed enhancing accessories because it's expensive and it sucks. So they changed the methods to not be destroyed even if it fails. Adventurers may be confused by the change, but we decided it's better to change it for the future. I think that's a good thing, actually. Like, if all it does is downgrade if you don't use crons or equivalent, and it doesn't blow up, that's huge. So, very good. When strengthening the same accessory, the strengthening failed, the item is destroyed. So this is how we have it right now. Karazad, if it fails, it will decrease if you don't use crons or equivalent. General equipment like Sovereign works as standard. Accessories not needed. They just said that. For the final deck enhancement, we have assigned separate materials with limited drop locations. Welcome to Endgame. Karazad accessories can be strengthened not through identical accessories. Literally just said that. All right, enhancement chances. Let's see. So the ones that matter for most people, going up to pen, which is equivalent to tet. So I assume most people are going to be here, assuming you have the conversion, which is cool. So for most of my pieces, I'm already going to be here because I have pen converting. Base probability with a 0 stack is 0.3. It's so stupid that they added that. So, okay. So anyway, going from an 8 to 9 tier on a 280 stack is a 9%. Okay. That seems kind of high. And to be honest, if you have a 280 stack, I think you should be saving that for sovereign weapons. Like, that's going to be giving you more overall stats, I think, but I don't know. But the max enhance you can have is a 9% on like a 2.8 or 280 stack, which seems kind of low, but for the amount of safety you get and not blowing up Deboreka's worth, I guess. But assuming, like, I don't think this is bad, because if you were to go from a tet to pen Deboreka right now, you would probably be using a 280 stack. So I don't think this is bad. 300 is also fine. And going from tier 9 to 10 on a 300 stack is a 5%. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. Like, that actually is fine compared to sovereign weapons. Have you guys seen people enhance like Nav to deck? It's a 1% and a 330 something for pity. So being able to get a 5% on that, it's not great, but it's higher than expected. So I think, yeah, most people will be able to get deck without too much trouble. Like, it'll still be bad, but it's not that bad, if you know what I mean. If we've played BDO, 5%, kind of good, actually. So anyway. So this is how you get the materials, by like grinding and all that stuff. I assume it'll just be super crazy on the first month or so. And then these are the like reforged crystals equivalent, where you can get extra stats on your accessories, which I think it's overall going to be good. If we go towards the similar route of how we upgrade sovereign weapons, mostly I think that AP, crit, HP, or defensive like DR are always going to be the high priority ones. Black Spirit Rage is pretty nice. I'm glad they're going in the direction of Black Spirit Rage as a, stat. And if people can pop their hundreds every like minute or less, that's always good, because that's good for both PvP and making plays in PvP. So that's always interesting. All right, so Essence of Dawn, heat with 1 Breath of Dawn. If you enhance a Tet accessory, you get this. And if you use that pen, this is how many you get. So I think people are going to panic buy some of these for day one. Is it worth doing that on day one? Probably not. Is it worth panic buying these in general? No. So anyway, these don't seem too bad. Just get them when you get them. It's not really a rush. And then heating accessories gives you different stats. So depending on what you want, you'll get some of these, and we'll see how it works out in the future. So the way this is going to work is the things, you know how we just talked about heating up the accessories to get the extra stats, I assume. So they're adding a thing in your crystal stage, and then you just place them there. It's like rock candy, if you've ever had that. Looks like that. Very cool. So it looks pretty straightforward, nothing too confusing. They're added into your crystal tab. Very cool. And then you can customize it like Sovereign. All right, so let's see, what do these do? Red is AP. Purple is Black Spirit Rage, but you lose AP. This is going to be an interesting one, actually. I assume red is just going to be the go-to standard. There's no downside. You just get more damage. Notation attack power. Is that monster damage, or what does that mean? Anyway, all hit points plus 55, max endurance. I assume hit points is health, endurance is stamina. So this one is more of a defensive, but you trade off AP. Blue ones is damage reduction. You get fat damage reduction and health at the cost of a little bit of AP. That if it's minus 25, that's kind of a lot, actually, for the amount of defensive you get it. So, and then this is the equivalent. Okay, so what do I think? If you are a defensive build, you're probably going to be using blue and green, whether you're evasion or DR. Most people are going to be DR. When in doubt, just go for all AP because there's no negative side to it. And this might actually be an interesting trade-off because I think Black Spirit Rage is good, but I'm also 770 year score, and I can, you know, do like I have the ability to trade off a little bit of stats for more overall burst. So this one might be interesting. Do I think it's going to be good for everyone? I'm not sure. I think the red ones are going to be good for everyone. And then minus AP for gravity seems like all hits means accuracy. So we're going to see. This seems like a PvP one. I'm not sure how it'll be. PvP is in a weird spot right now. And then defensive. So when in doubt, just get red. And then you figure out what else you need. Trading off 25 APs. Kind of a lot for the 25 DR. I don't think AP and DR scale 1-to-1, so we're just gonna see what that's all about. And these what they look like. Very cool. How to obtain them? Heating up Tet or Pen accessories. Okay, so added a dedicated improvement item that can improve Karazad Accessories. So you know the blue and yellow cups that we have. Defensive is the blue one. Yellow is offensive. Now, basically, they combine both of them into one, so people don't really have to make the decision. You just get one stat, or like the combined both stats in one thing. So it's less diversity, which I don't think is a good thing. I think that, like, all of these, of course, this is going to be a good thing. But the fact that they're streamlining it down so everyone only has one choice is never really a good thing. I think diversity builds is always a good thing. Whether it's good or not, I think people should play how they want to. Even though this is absolutely a good thing. Like, it gives everyone across the board more stats, but I wish there were more choices, if you know what I mean. But either way, now it's combining blue and yellow plus this until you get 2-in-1 stats, like both offensive and defense. I think this is good, but there's less choices, essentially. All right, so that's all the Karazad accessories as a TLDR. New accessories, how we got them. Is it going to be hard to enhance? A little bit, but the takeaway from that is when you enhance it, the enhance rates aren't too bad, but the one thing is you do have to make a lot of extra fail stacks for it. So that's the thing. So I think, is it better to buy a pen Debo and save like the 280 stack, the 260 from, you know, across like from pen to Nav? I don't know. We'll see. But overall, I think it's a good change. And let's see, what is this one? Karazad accessory update in 2 weeks. Let's see. You get the materials. Debo accessory. Plus magical crystals. Plus these things that we talked about getting. Wait, what is this? I saw a tet and I saw a pen. Get a tet. Combine that into... Oh, yeah, it's just a conversion. So tet accessory, pen accessory turns into that. Very cool. The crystals we just talked about. The combination of all of these things turning into one instead of choices. So I guess that's the real important thing that matters. Let's see what else they have in the lab. Dosa. Crit, chance, and attack power increase. Effects of the defendant of the Unsa technique have been changed to not overlap with some of the other effects. That's pretty huge. Some descriptions of the following technologies have color-coded to improve readability and made it easier for their effects. Dosa does have a lot of colors. All right, Morning Light Hunting Grounds, aka new grind spots. Dokubi Forest and Honglim Base have been added with the addition of Karazad accessories. They're basically adding more grind spots. Oh my god, there's Gumiho. 270, 360 grind spot. Main loot. Essences, that's pretty good. Bone of the Crystal Dawn. Okay, so these are the, like, you know, the rock candy looking materials. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just give it about a month, and if you're not the person that chases all of these on like the first week it comes out, if you wait a month, they'll probably be sitting on the market, most likely. New titles by just grinding, very standard. I kind of figured there should be a grind spot here. This is where, what's that, Duoxini, the first boss, is kind of similar near there. However, this place is dark, and my god, if you don't have a fairy with the lantern or the Atanis light firefly thingy, this seems like it's going to be annoying to grind. All right, a new spot in the Gloomy Forest. Just talked about that. A new 310, 420 spot, 730 grind, gear score grind spot. They have the same loot as the 270 spot, but it's probably at a higher drop rate. So we'll be doing both of the spots. I want to see what it's all about. And that's about it. An issue with the Kadri Gatekeeper didn't appear in the Kadri Ruins Hunting Ground has been fixed. In the limited less than 10 hours I grinded there, I have never had that problem. But I'm glad it's being fixed for the people that did have the problem. New knowledge, background stuff, Node War. This isn't really even new. When you first log into the game, the distance of the camera looking at your character has been adjusted. That's something I did notice. It's like zoomed in. It's like, you know, personal space kind of thing. I thought that was just me. I didn't know that was a bug, but yeah, it's good to know, I guess. I added a setting to enable, disable character presentation settings that are displayed when you first log into the game. You know, I've always said this in my videos that I talked about all my game settings and everything. I've always said that everything should be disabled by default because, let's be honest, no one needs to see all the settings, especially if you're a new player. I think everything should be turned off by default, and you should turn on what you think you need. But, you know, it is what it is. Fixes and changes. A lot of class thingies that I have no idea about. Oh, this is a Dark Knight one. I know Dark Knight. The issue with attack speed increase buff was not applied when hitting with Dagger of Destiny has been fixed. I assume Dagger of Destiny is your F button by default, the one where you just like do a big stab. The attack speed increase was not applied intermittently. Has that always been an issue? I don't know. It always seemed like it worked for me. But like if you're using it on cooldown, it does. Like when it's not on cooldown, it works. But if you're using it like spamming it, it shouldn't auto reset. Cool. That's a issue that I never knew was a problem. All right. Phenomenon where the boarding information of the guild was displayed as the information, blah, 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 blah. Sailing stuff. Fix an issue where the UI would appear unnatural when opening multiple box items at once during a situation. Never had that issue, but cool. Glad it's getting fixed. When entering the well with the Abyss well, aka the Magnus, has been activated, the screen would appear unnatural when entering the shortcut keys. You can hotkey the Abyssal well. I didn't know that. I thought you literally just, unless it like, all I do is go up to the well, hit R, it pops up the menu, and I click the place I want to go and jump down the well. Are people doing some like weird tech that does something different? I literally only hit like R, mini map pops up. I click the place where I want to go, and I jump down the well. That's literally it. But apparently if people have been doing some weird stuff to do it faster, that's interesting. But anyway, that is it. We would like to thank all the adventurers who have always been with Black Desert. Yeah, so there's basically no content. There's big accessories for the endgame players. And I guess I should probably go over this right now while we're at it. This Karazad is an endgame progression. If you're still a beginner, like going through seasons and all that stuff, this does not affect you. I don't think that, let me see. Let's go over this. Where were the enhancement? I think it's probably realistically better to buy a Tet Debo and just convert it than going through 0 to pen, because the fact that you would have to use a 130 and a 170 is kind of weird. The way you would enhance a try to Tet Debo is on a 110 stack, or like, you know, 100 plus the number of Valks maxed out. So it basically soft caps at 110 for Debos and all that stuff. You do have a little bit of safety with this one, but you are using more stacks than necessary. So I think like in this day, it's easier to just grind out and either make a Tet Debo yourself or buy it instead of using the extra stacks, because these are actually like pretty important. So yeah, I think going from pen, it might actually be better to just buy and convert versus making it yourself. When it comes to this one though, if it was like a two, this is like normal from Tet to pen Debo to pen Debo, but you are still popping an additional 3 stacks for that one. So we'll see. The fact that it's like 25%, it's not that bad. Making a 200 stack is kind of rough though. However, it's not that bad these days. Like, just fail reblath. I have a lot of videos on enhancing. You can just watch that. I make 200 stacks like candy, just enhancing black stars. So yeah, it's not hard, but making a 200 stack, but pushing it up to like 260, 280 is a little bit difficult. So just keep that in mind. And that's about it. So with that said, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we got a bunch of stuff to talk about in upcoming videos, update some guides and everything. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you come back. And we have the Discord if you want to watch any of the other guides, whether you're a beginner or a new player, or a beginner or a veteran. We got some cool stuff. So, see you guys later. Peace.